Yo, welcome to the show. It's Boston's Banter with Frank the Bank and Keith KLava. You know the answer. Talking sports, breaking down the play so raw. From the Celtics to the Sox, we giving you the score. Catch the vibe, we coming live. Filling up your feed, let the passion thrive. Every dunk, every run, we analyze the moves. Shout out to the fans, feel the rhythm and grooves. From Gillette to the Garden, we ain't missing a beat. Frank and KLava bring the fire, can't accept defeat.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Boston's Banter, where the sports are wicked and the banter is pissa. I'm your host, Frank the Bank. With me, as always, is Keith KLava, LaCava. What's going on, Brose Ramirez?
Not much, Brody Scheffler.
Brody Scheffler up in the house. Episode 64. We had our
sir.
first week of fantasy. We have a lot to talk about. We're actually bringing our stat challenge back for the first time, too.
Yes, sir.
We got a pretty sick card, and Keith's got a picture, but first year fresh. Jersey card, Drake Maye. It's actually a Prizm variation too. I believe it's the Hyper Prizm, but this thing is fresh and it is
absolutely,
sick.
bro.
Jersey card, rookie. We're gonna go with how many for Drake Maye's stats. We're gonna go with how many rushing yards and how many passing yards. So his total yards this week is what the stat challenge is gonna be. So whoever's closest to it will win the card.
Absolutely. Sounds good, Frankie. Bringing back the stat challenge. Let's
go.
do it. Yes,
so
sir.
Let's jump right into the Wicked Pissah news. We got a lot to talk about.
Here we are, Frankie. Wicked Pissah news again, and we're going to start with the Red Sox. Let's get it popping, bro.
Yes,
so
sir.
currently the Red Sox are 80-65 on the season, still third in the AL East, but second in the wild card. You know, still a little behind the Yankees. Hoping we can get ahead of them, just getting close to playoff time and all that. Very close, so it's not like we're out of it. We can definitely get to second. But let's break down what they did this past week. So they won 11-7 last Tuesday in Boston versus the Guardians.
That was a shootout game.
It was. Followed by an unfortunate 8-1 loss versus the Guardians last Wednesday to end that series.
Yep.
Then to start the Diamondback series in Arizona on Friday, they lost 10-5.
Ugh.
Then a second straight loss versus the Diamondbacks on Saturday, this time 5-1. What's going on, Frankie?
I don't like that.
Nope. Then finally, back in the win column, they beat the Diamondbacks 7-4 on Sunday.
That was a good comeback, too. They were down 3-1 going into the seventh inning, and they finally put up a few runs there. So
freaking time,
they got 3 in the seventh and 3 in the ninth, so that was a big win. We needed that.
Crunch time. And lastly, to start the A's series on the road yesterday, a 7-0 shutout win. You love seeing that, too.
Yeah, Crochet, 10 Ks, no walks. It's only
Yep.
like the third or fourth time he's ever done that, I think. He pitched an absolute gem. So
Yes, he
that
did.
was awesome. So.
But, Frankie, with that good news, unfortunately, we got some rough news for the Red Sox,
no,
especially this
tough.
guy, a young player and everything, so we're hoping he comes back healthy.
We need him.
The Red Sox rookie Roman Anthony has been placed on the IL with an oblique strain and could potentially miss 4 to 6 weeks, roughly the rest of the regular season.
I know, that's tough.
Oh, man. On the season, currently, Anthony has a .292 batting average, 8 home runs, and 32 RBIs. And, man, the youngin played a big role in getting the Red Sox in playoff position. It's now on the veterans to step up, their big play going into the fall and the playoffs.
He's been unbelievable. I mean, his batting average is great. His on-base percentage is almost 400.
That's what
It's
I'm saying,
396.
bro.
Like, the kid's on base, 4 out of 10 times almost that he's at bat. It's insane. So it was a fluke thing, too, on a swing. And unfortunately, I hope he comes back healthy because we really need him. And in the future, obviously, he's going to be nasty.
We already lost Marcelo Mayer, another one of our young guys.
It's crazy.
I don't want to really have them bring back Christian Campbell because that guy was sucking.
Yeah, there you go.
He could step it up, though.
He'll be back.
Yes, sir. But, Frankie, let's get into some NFL news,
Yeah,
brother.
let's do it.
And, dude, a lot of people drafted this guy when
I
he
drafted
signed.
him in one league. You know that.
Yes, sir. So let's break it down real quick. So veteran wide receiver Amari Cooper is retiring from the NFL after 10 seasons. And like I just said, just a few weeks ago, he signed a 1-year, $3.5 million deal to return to the Raiders, the team that originally drafted him in the first round in 2015. He apparently told the Raiders he no longer had any desire to play. And not only that, I guess he looked unimpressive and didn't have the look of a difference maker in practice. I saw clips of him in practice looking slow and everything.
Everyone's like, this is why he retired. He
Right.
couldn't cut it no more. But
he didn't just...
he was nasty for those
absolutely.
2 seasons anyway. But
Yep, so he spent last season with the Browns and Buffalo, getting traded there mid-season, only having 44 catches, 547 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the season. But the guy just the year before last season, Frankie, had a career high in receiving yards with 1,250 with Cleveland. And the Raiders are left again with Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton, who we saw in this past game lighting us up, man, especially going downfield, and Jack Beck is top wide receiver targets.
Yeah.
Cooper finishes his career with 711 receptions, 10,033 yards, and 64 touchdowns.
great career right there.
Yep, that span with the Raiders, Cowboys, Browns, and Bills.
Yep.
So good luck to you, Amari. But Frankie, you know, with this first week of NFL football, we got some injuries we're going to break down real quick.
Injuries for sure.
Definitely notable ones. So let's break it down real quick. Jets 2021 first-round pick guard Elijah Vera Tucker suffered a torn triceps in practice before Week 1 versus Steelers, not even in the game, and was placed on season-ending injured reserve, and he will undergo surgery for that.
Yeah, he actually went and got a second opinion, but unfortunately he needs surgery, so he's done for the season.
So, I mean, the Jets definitely don't like seeing that one of their offensive linemen, you know, especially for Justin Fields.
Yep.
Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy suffered a dislocated right shoulder in the season-opening loss versus the Chargers in Brazil last Friday. Right, and that's the thing. He didn't even get tackled by a defender. He got hit by his own guy, Travis Kelce, bro.
Laid him out.
Let's show the clip real quick. Boom, dude.
Must have been flirting with Taylor or something.
He got rocked. He had Taylor on his mind. He wasn't even paying attention to the route. Ran right into Worthy.
He was mad at Worthy. Worthy was looking at her weird or something.
Dude, he's a skinny guy too, man. Taking a hit like that from Kelce, bro.
He's small. Yeah, Kelce's a big dude.
Hey, I won't lie, though. Obviously, I don't wish injuries on players, but I got Marquise Brown on my fantasy team. That kind of helped him out with 16 targets,
Adam had Worthy. He had somebody else get injured, too, so he lost a few guys right off the bat.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. But then, Frankie, we got two notable 49ers that are getting banged up. So, tight end George Kittle, who actually had a touchdown in Week 1, is being placed on IR with a hamstring injury, so he's going to be missing 4 games.
I know, that's crazy. They need him more than anybody right now. Ayuk's out. Jawan Jennings banged up, so it's like they no longer got Debo.
Right. Hey, and Frankie, not only that, quarterback Brock Purdy has a left shoulder and a toe injury that may keep him out this week versus the Saints. And if so, the 49ers fans got to suffer with Mac Jones.
It's crazy. I know. They're banged up already.
Yes, they are. So we'll see what happens. And mind you, other than those injuries, they already had other pre-existing injuries.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That sucks. So, Frankie, we actually got a notable extension I want to bring up real quick, and this guy, well-deserved, absolutely well-deserved. So, Lions signed wide receiver Big Play Jay, like I call him, Jameson Williams, to a 3-year, $83 million extension with $67 million guaranteed, coming off a career year with 1,001 yards and 8 total touchdowns. Also tied for the league lead in 50-plus yard touchdowns with 4, Frankie.
Yeah.
And he led the NFL in 50-yard receptions last season with 5. You know, beginning of his career started off a little slow with suspensions and injuries and everything.
That's all right.
But, dude, he stepped up, man. It's definitely
he deserves this all day.
Coming out of Alabama looking like a good first-round pick for the Lions.
Absolutely.
But, Frankie, let's go over to some NFL moves, some signings and trades that happened this past week.
Actually, yeah.
Let's break it down. So, one of the guys we brought up in the offseason and everything, we were both wrong in our predictions, but let's break it down real quick. So, the Eagles have signed linebacker/defensive end Zadarius Smith to a 1-year deal, and they needed the help over there, obviously. They lost a lot of guys on defense.
That's a great signing for them, actually.
Could have used him last week when Jalen Carter got kicked out of the game for spitting on Dak Prescott.
Unbelievable.
Idiot.
That was crazy.
Oh, it was. But, Frankie, that's not the only move the Eagles made, and this happened last night. So the Jags actually traded running back Tank Bigsby to the Eagles for a 2026 5th and 6th round picks.
I thought they gave up a lot for him, honestly. I'm not going to lie to you.
I know.
He was like a fourth round pick, I think, anyway, but it's like they weren't even using him. He barely even played.
He had a few good games last year, but
he's a good player. I like him, but
runs
they didn't
hard
even
and
use
everything.
Him. And they drafted a running back this year, too, so it's like,
that's right.
ETN looked good. I mean, he ran a ton of times, but
yeah, I think he rushed for over 100 this past week.
Yeah, he did. But it's just the point. I'm like, you gave up 2 5th and a 6th for a backup running back? I mean,
I know. We'll see what happens, how they use him. But, Frankie, speaking of running backs, finally a deal's been made with this guy amidst all the bullshit. The Browns have signed second-round pick running back Quinshawn Judkins to a 4-year, $11.4 million fully guaranteed deal.
Yep.
All 2025 rookies are now signing. Judkins could make his debut this week at the Ravens.
Yes. I mean, people drafted him late. I mean, he might end up being a league winner for a few people, actually. So.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Actually, that's a good pickup for the guys that did get him because I was hearing rumors he could go back to Ohio State.
Yeah.
But, hey, he's with the Browns. We'll see how he does over there.
Yep.
And then the 49ers, they signed a familiar face to us, wide receiver Kendrick Bourne to a 1-year, $5 million max deal. And Bourne actually spent 4 seasons with the 49ers to start his career before signing with us in 2021. Yeah. You know, the 49ers, with all their injuries, Kittle, Jennings, Ayuk, and all that, this move seemed inevitable, Frankie.
Yeah, no, smart. It's smart for them.
They needed to make the move. So good for Bourne, too. I'm glad he's back where he started and everything. I like Kendrick Bourne.
That's a good sign.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Good stuff, Frankie.
So, yeah, great Wicked Pissah news. Let's get into a Foxboro focus. I guess we kind of have to. We don't really want to. I got to give one of these after that performance.
Especially we both predicted them to beat this team, but let's break it down, Frankie.
Digits. I mean, essentially, we lost by double digits. I know we scored a garbage time field goal to cut it to 7. But
well, I mean, goodness. I was going to say, man, so let's break it down.
It's gross.
Yeah, definitely gross. Patriots lost to the Raiders 20-13, you know, bringing their record to 0-1 to start the season. Let's just bring up the highlights real quick. There were some good ones, but let's just bring it up.
Do it.
We got week 1, Patriots versus Raiders. First play of the game for the Raiders. New quarterback Geno Smith is going to be looking down the field for the best tight end in the league, Brock Bowers, for a big completion. Yeah, it didn't look good on the Pats defense for the first play of the game. Later on in that drive, 3rd and 11, Patriots had a lot of problems on 3rd down. Geno's looking down the field for wide receiver Trey Tucker for the 26-yard touchdown pass to put the Raiders up 7-0. You got inexperience at safety, that's what's going to happen. All off season, especially the preseason, we've been talking about the Patriots return game and the special teams, and we got running back Antonio Gibson. He's hitting the right side, and he's getting a good return for 41 yards. On that next drive, quarterback Drake Maye is going to be looking for wide receiver Pop Douglas, but he's going to air mail. He did that a lot in this game. Following Raiders drive, Geno Smith again is looking downfield in 2nd and 15 for former Patriot Jacoby Myers, who's going to get a nice 24-yard completion. We couldn't stop him or Brock Bowers, it seemed. Still the same drive for the Raiders, and Geno Smith again looking down the field, but this time it's going to get tipped and picked off by safety Jalen Hawkins. Like I was talking about the inexperience at safety, it was good to see the young guy make a play. Next Patriots drive, Drake Maye is going to drop back, and he's going to look downfield for tight end Hunter Henry for a nice 27-yard completion. Same drive, Drake Maye is going to drop back, and he's looking for wide receiver Pop Douglas for the game-tying 2-yard touchdown. Raiders' next drive started the 2nd quarter. Geno Smith is going to be sacked by safety Jalen Hawkins. Man, this kid had a hell of a game. An interception and a sack. Fast forward to the start of the 3rd quarter. Pats up 10-7, and Drake Maye is going to be looking downfield, but is unfortunately intercepted by safety Isaiah Pola-Mao, if I said that correctly. Very unfortunate, you know, trying to build a bigger lead. Following that unfortunate interception, the Raiders in the red zone, they're going to be handing it off to rookie running back Ashton Jeanty, fighting for a 3-yard go-ahead touchdown. I got him in fantasy, but still, you know, you don't like seeing that. Chip Kelly high-fiving people. He's expected to be a workhorse in that offense. Fast forward to the middle of the 4th quarter, and kicker Daniel Carlson is going to nail a 40-yard field goal to put the Raiders up 20-10. After another Patriots 3-and-out and down 2 possessions, you know, we need a stop. So Geno Smith, he's going to be looking downfield for not Brock Bowers or Jacoby Myers, but rookie receiver Dante Thornton Jr. for a big 36-yard completion for the first. Patriots down 2 possessions, got to score quick, you know, and I bring this up because Drake Maye, you know, he's going to roll out, but very indecisive. Looked like he wanted to pass, but then he ended up running, but the hesitation time slowed him down a bit, so we got to figure it out there. Patriots would then settle for a 44-yard field goal by rookie kicker Andres Borregales, who missed one earlier to make it a 1-possession game. And after a failed onside kick attempt, it's victory formation for the Raiders and Pete Carroll, and they're going to take the W in Foxboro week 1, 20-13 to start off the Pete Carroll era 1-0, and unfortunately the Mike Vrabel era 0-1. Let's bounce back, boys.
Yeah, Frankie, very unfortunate. So, you know, the Pete Carroll era over there in Las Vegas is starting 1-0, while the Mike Vrabel era in New England is starting 0-1. You know, we don't like seeing that with all the praise, high praise we had going into this season.
I mean,
it's only the beginning of the year.
It's the Raiders. They're not that good,
right.
Honestly.
Bottom 3 defense like we talked about.
I don't know. It's hard to explain. I mean, we were up at halftime too, which is crazy. We had a lot of opportunities. We didn't play good. We looked unprepared, honestly. We looked very unprepared. So. You know, they were kind of bullying us around, and I'm not gonna lie, Drake Maye looked a little rattled over there, bro. There was times he looked great, and there was a lot of times he didn't, overthrowing people, just like, you know,
airmailing balls, like we saw in the highlights of Pop Douglas and everything. Yeah. But I'm gonna break down what I saw on offense, Frankie. Yeah. So Drake Maye looked very indecisive in all his decisions, very hesitant on whether to pass or run for yards, and a lot of his passes were getting tipped at the line. I saw it like 4 times, dude. The ball was getting tipped at the line.
I mean, they did get some pressure. I mean, I say that,
but not only that, nobody on offense rushed for over 30 yards either. We could not get the run game going at all. And Josh McDaniels, you know, he wants to throw 70 screens out there, which I'm getting sick of. Again, you know, he's back on as the OC. Yeah. Can we kind of switch it up a little bit, Josh? And penalties late in the game really screwed us, Frankie, especially that false start by Will Campbell on 4th and 5.
Campbell had a tough game, honestly.
Yeah, he did. Allowed 2 sacks, and
I saw his interview afterwards. I had to get better, and I'm going to work on it, but he did not play well.
They were going to go for it on that 4th and 5, and then, you know, we got the 5-yard penalty that made it 4th and 10, and Vrabel elected to punt, so that screwed us right there. Yeah. And then what I noticed on defense, the Patriots could not slow down Geno Smith in the second half, especially on 3rd down. 3rd and 20, we're down 10 and need the ball back. He finds rookie wide receiver Dante Thornton for a 36-yard gain to then control
that's unacceptable.
You know what I mean?
Honestly.
Dude.
The only good thing I saw really out of the whole game was that our run defense was pretty good.
Yeah, the run defense was holding Jeanty in check.
19 carries for 38 yards. He averaged 2 yards a carry.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. That's pretty awesome. He's this highly touted, the next generation running back guy.
No.
He only had 38 yards on 19 carries. So I'll
Definitely.
give them credit for that. But other than that, like I
The
didn't
pass
see much.
defense
You know
was
what I mean?
horrible. Obviously, Gonzo didn't play, so
Well,
that
that
showed.
hurts a little, but it's still like
It was Dante Thornton getting a 36-yard first down.
Geno Smith.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's be real.
Speaking of Geno Smith, he also had 9 pass plays that went for 20 or more yards, tied most in his career, and most by a Raiders quarterback since 1991, Frankie.
I don't know. It looked awful. It was a bad look.
Yeah.
Hopefully they come back this week. I mean, Miami, they look terrible too.
Yeah, so
it's
let's bring that up real
let's bring
quick.
it up.
So upcoming week 2 at the Dolphins, they got smoked 33-8 by
They
Danny
got
Jones and the
crushed.
Colts. I mean, a prediction we both got wrong.
Oh,
We thought the Dolphins were going to kill
Look,
them.
I was like on the fence about the Colts and like in Miami. I thought Miami would everyone coming back healthy, and it's like they look like absolute garbage. They could be the worst team in the NFL after that performance.
I agree, absolutely, Frankie. But I'm going to tell you right now, in my opinion, think we have a better defense overall than the Colts. And if they could just do that to Miami, I think that we can smoke Miami and get our first win against Tua.
I'm taking the Patriots, obviously. I know
Absolutely,
you're taking the
yeah.
Patriots.
I'm taking the Patriots this
Miami
week.
looked terrible.
Don't get me wrong, I was 50-50 at first, but I looked at all the numbers and everything, and Miami just looked terrible. Tyreek Hill was yelling at coaches on the sideline and everything.
He's wild. He's the next Antonio Brown.
Yeah, man, it's getting wild.
I drafted
with
him in both leagues too. That's what's
I
crazy.
mean, I
I'm
hope
like,
it works out for you, but Jalen Waddle got nothing going. They got Darren Waller hurt. I mean, Devon A-Chain, he can be a big play guy, but they didn't get much out of him in this pass
They
game.
looked very unprepared too.
Right. I mean, I'll tell you right now, their secondary doesn't really scare me considering they had a lot of injuries with Artie Burns and they traded Jalen
Daniel
Ramsey.
Jones lit him up.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Drake Maye better do something against
But
that.
their pass rush is what kind of
Yeah,
scares
they
me
got a
with
good
Jalen
pass rush,
Phillips,
but-
Bradley Chubb, Chop Robinson, and even our guy,
Yeah.
Matt Judon, is over
Judon's
there.
Yep.
So, but Frankie, I'm still going to be taking the Patriots in
I'm
this
taking
game.
the Pats too. So
See what
good
happens,
stuff,
brother.
man. Let's get into Wicked Smart Fantasy Stats.
Yes,
what do
sir,
you got,
Frankie.
Keith? How'd you do in the leagues?
So let's break it down
Week
like
one.
we were, week 1 fantasy updates. Let's get it popping, Frankie, with our teams from this past week. And we'll
Let's
start
do
in
it.
my league. In my league, I won
There you go.
152.72 to 145.92, bringing my record to 1-0. I'm going to bring up some studs and duds real quick.
Love it.
Obviously, I got to bring up Jaden Daniels. He had 22. It was a little under his projection, but still 20 plus, so I'm going to bring it up. Garrett Wilson, he got me 22.5. Him and Justin Fields, college teammates, they're looking like they're flourishing out there.
Yep.
Hollywood Brown, after the Xavier Worthy injury, he got me 19.9. 16 targets, 10 receptions, bro. And he got that big one at the end of the game. Awesome.
Love it.
And then my kicker was Kyemi Fairbairn. He got me 14.9,
Yeah, he played good.
2 50-plus yard field goals, so I
killed it.
definitely needed that.
That's a good one.
Then I'm going to bring up my duds real quick, and I had 2 notable ones from my league. A.J. Brown, from that Thursday night
Oh,
game, he got
man.
me 1.8, one
That's
catch for 8
rough.
yards. Yeah, man, I hope he does something this week. And then Nick Chubb, he's projected 8, but he got only 6 points. I mean, he was getting a lot of carries and everything. It could have looked worse considering his injuries, but yeah, he only got me 6.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
But
Frankie, how'd you look in my league?
in your league, I won 138.36 to 107.52 over Mike Whitney. Put a little beating on him just for fun. Sorry, Mike, had to do it one time. I had a few duds. I had a few studs, excuse me. Brees Hall, 16.5. ETN, like we talked about a little bit, 18.5, 18.6 to be
That's
exact.
nice. That's
And
nice.
Denver's defense had 18 points, which, again, I take my defense early because I always try to get the best one, in my opinion.
Denver's defense, man.
Yeah, I had a few duds. Jamar Chase, my third overall pick, 4.6 points.
That
Come
was a
on,
surprise.
Jamar, what is this?
That was a surprise.
Disgusting,
Joe
honestly.
Burrow, too. He sucked.
Yeah, and last minute I dropped Caleb Williams. Not that I was gonna start Caleb Williams. I had Brock Purdy and Caleb Williams, and I have Jordan Love. So then I dropped him for Tua, thinking I have Tyreek Hill. So I was gonna stack him.
Do the stack.
And Tua had negative points into the third quarter. He ended up getting like 9 points. So it kind of saved me because Joe Burrow on Mike's team only had 10. So it was
Right.
like Burrow had a terrible game too. But so Tua 9 points, awful, negative points in the third quarter.
Gross.
Such a bad switch by me. And then Tyreek Hill only had 8. So those were my duds in your league. So
Frankie, let's
How'd you
move
do in
over.
my league?
Let's
Yeah.
go over to your league,
Let's
brother.
do it.
So I lost, very unfortunately,
Oh, no.
182.22 to 163.28, bringing my record to 0-1. I started off hot in that league. I had Javonte Williams and Jalen Hurts get me 2 touchdowns to start that week. But let's break it down. I'm going to break down
Yeah,
my
you
studs
started
real
off
quick.
hot.
So like I said, Jalen Hurts, he got me 25.28. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in that opening game. Garrett Wilson, I have in both leagues, 22.5. And then I said Javonte Williams, he had 2 rushing touchdowns in the opening game too, 20.4 points he got me. And I got Kyemi Fairbairn in both leagues, 14.9 points, man. My
Yeah.
kicker was looking good. I'm going to bring up the duds. Tony Pollard, man, the whole Titans offense just looked like 7.9. Xavier Legette. Once I saw Darnell Mooney was listed as an inactive, which I wanted to start him, but I had to start Xavier Legette, 4 points. And then Mark Andrews. He started off like last year, and he's doing it this year.
Oh,
One catch for 5 yards.
You can ask Adam about what we think about mine. He's off our parlay list forever.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying he's going to come out with a vengeance. That was a high-scoring affair. We needed like 20 more yards, and we would have won like thousands. Me and Adams. Of course, he's the only one we missed, so he's on the no parlay list already.
And Isaiah Likely wasn't playing either.
I'm saying Likely was hurt,
right?
So it's like I thought we only needed him to have like 25 yards.
Yeah, one catch for 5 screwed me.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
so.
and that's how I ended up losing because John had Zay Flowers, so
Cut
whatever,
him.
man. I hope he steps it up, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Frankie, how'd you do in your league?
I won
brother?
in my league 168.86 to 116.04. I beat the other Keith Sly. He didn't want to bet this week. We usually do like a $25 every time we get into it, but we forgot to do it, or he magically forgot because he knew he was going to get his butt whooped. So anyways, I had a beat down there. Josh Allen went crazy, 40 points. Saquon had 18, and Denver's defense, I have in both leagues, they had 18. They played great. Evan Ingram was one of my duds. He got injured. He only had 5 points. Tyreek Hill I have in that league. He had 8, and Eckler ended up being questionable, but he only had 8 points also. So those are kind of my biggest duds.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely rough seeing those single digits, man, especially
Yeah.
from guys you expect to go off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to start off 2-0 in the both leagues. 1-0 in both leagues, so 2-0 overall. But
Yeah, 1-1 to start the season, brother.
Not bad. But
Yes, sir.
What do you got for week 2 sleepers? Why don't we jump into sleepers for week 2? What do you got for
Let's
me?
get it popping, Frankie. And I'm
Let's
actually going to
go.
start with a Patriot wide receiver. I'm going to go wide receiver Keyshawn Butte at the Dolphins.
Great last
Yes,
week.
sir. So I'm going to break down why I think he's going to do good this week. Regardless of the loss, Butte was a bright spot on the Patriots offense. He was targeted 8 times and caught 6 passes for 103 yards, leading the team. The Dolphins allowed 2 pass catchers last week to go over 70 yards, one being a rookie tight end in Tyler Warren. And Daniel Jones looked like a stud quarterback versus their defense. Barring any injuries in your lineups, I think Butte could potentially have another good one and get him in there if you need him.
Yeah, I thought that was those. He played great, honestly.
Yes,
Let's
he
be
did.
real.
And then for number 2, I got Cards running back Trey Benson versus the Panthers.
Nice, okay.
Now, I've been saying this kid needs more opportunities. James Conner isn't getting any younger. He only had 4 less carries than Conner with 8 and even ripped off a nice 52-yarder at one point. And against the Panthers defense that allowed 200 rushing yards, I see him getting good opportunities in this one too, Frankie.
Yeah, that's great.
And then I'm going to go number 3, tight end Juwan Johnson versus the 49ers. Now, Frankie, any inexperienced quarterbacks that like to utilize tight ends as security blankets, and that's all the Saints have is young, inexperienced quarterbacks from Tyler Show to Spencer Rattler, and even if Jake Hayner gets in there somehow.
Yeah.
He was second in targets this past week with 11 versus the Cardinals behind only Chris Olave with 13, but he led in receptions with 8 and also led in yards with 76. And speaking of inexperience, the 49ers secondary is filled with it, Frankie, and I could see Johnson having another good week solidifying himself as a top fantasy waiver pickup.
Yeah, that's great too, honestly. That's
Yes,
a good
sir.
one.
So, Frankie, let's hear those FanDuel picks,
Yeah,
brother.
I got a few, honestly. He, I sent you the picture. We'll show it here, but I always like to try to find discounted guys first. So
Right.
I'm actually, there's like 4 guys I like this week for the price that they're at. Travion Henderson's my number 1.
Caught
I
a
feel
lot
like
of looks.
they need him to get back on the field. I mean, be on the field more than Ramondre. I'm sorry, he just looks so much more explosive.
Yes,
He's
he
only
does.
5,300 at Miami. I feel like he's going to catch some balls.
Right.
I feel like that's discounted. Keon Coleman, 5,300. He went crazy.
He had a touchdown.
That was he played really good. Honestly, I thought he played really good.
Big play.
I think that he. Again, with the Jets, that could be another shootout. The way the defense is, I mean, Justin Fields isn't Lamar, but he runs like Lamar. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that could be another shootout, honestly.
Right.
So I took Hollywood Brown because, again, Worthy's
Yay.
out. And he's only 6,500, so I thought that was pretty good. He had a great game. And my last one, I went with Jonnu Smith. He led the Steelers in targets, and he had a touchdown. So I know he didn't have a lot of yards, but he did lead the team in targets.
I was going to say, Arthur Smith likes to utilize him. He was with
I'm
him with
saying.
the Titans, the Falcons,
Yeah.
and now the Steelers.
And you can kind of see the rest of my team here and see what I got.
So, obviously, you got Josh Allen there. He just balled out for you the first
I
week,
stacked
man.
him with Keon Coleman.
That's what I'm saying. So you stacked him. You got Christian McCaffrey, who got every look in the book for the 49ers.
was
I was playing
amazing.
against him. Travion Henderson, we expect him to be on the field more than Ramondre, and I could see it. Keon Coleman, he's always a big play for the Bills. Hollywood Brown, with Xavier Worthy being hurt, he's going to get his looks again. Then you got Garrett Wilson, my boy, man. Like I said, he's with his
great.
he's
And
with his.
that could be a shootout.
That's what I'm saying.
I got
Yeah,
three guys in that game.
he dropped the ball at the end, but he's still getting those looks, and I don't
played
expect.
great.
I don't anticipate him to drop another ball.
I mean,
at the
him
end
and
of the
Fields
game.
went to college together. They played in college together.
College,
They know
the
each other.
camaraderie,
So
man,
I'm
the
saying.
chemistry. Jonnu Smith, man, he's going to be getting his looks in Pittsburgh. I thought it was going to be tough with Frymouth over there, but like I said, Arthur Smith likes to utilize his athletic ability. Then you got CeeDee Lamb in the flex. Let's hope he doesn't drop 4 passes this week, which I don't see it happen in 2 weeks in a row.
But he still had like 15 16 points.
quietest
last week.
110 yards I've ever seen in my
He
life.
might have had 18 points last week. I
Right,
remember.
and
It was a lot.
it's against the Giants defense too. We played Philly last week.
Of course.
And then the Dallas defense versus Russell Wilson in the Giants.
Whoever's playing the Giants, that's the defense I'm starting.
That's it, brother. Good
Told you
stuff,
that
Frankie.
last week.
Yes,
Good
sir.
stuff. Let's get into Lava Round Week 2 predictions. Why don't we talk about Week 1 first, though? What do we got?
Yes, sir, Frankie. You know, we made a friendly wager like we did last year and everything. So, Frankie, you ended up going 10-6 with your picks and everything. You know, we had 5 differences, but your boy, I went 11-5, which I got very lucky on 2 picks, and I'll agree with you there.
Crazy,
the
those
Bills
comebacks.
and the Vikings, I got very lucky.
I saw the stat that since 2000, 2,316 NFL games of playing, nobody, there's only, 4 people have come back being down 15 with 4 minutes or less. So that was the 4th time it's happened.
That's crazy.
And then the same thing with the Vikings game. J.J. McCarthy became the first player in NFL history on his debut as a quarterback to account for 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter and lead a comeback like that. So they were down 11 in the 4th quarter, scored 21 unanswered. So I thought I was going to lock it up, but I actually was happy that Buffalo won because I didn't even realize I put a parlay together with Buffalo and ended up winning $500. So I was happy about that.
That's good, man. But how about we get into those Week 2
Let's
picks,
go.
brother?
All right, I'm gonna name them off. We'll go back and forth, see what we got. So Commanders going to the Packers Thursday night. Who you got?
Now, I love Jaden Daniels, but I got to take the Packers here, especially in Green Bay.
You know, it's in Green Bay. I know the Packers wideouts are banged up though. Reed's questionable, Golden's questionable. So I don't know. I like the Commanders a lot, but I still being in Green Bay and how they just played, I'm
Their
taking the
defense,
Packers
especially Micah Parsons had a sack too.
I know. I'm taking the Packers. I
All
have
right.
to. Yeah.
All right.
Giants at Cowboys. We're both going Cowboys.
Cowboys
And
all day,
we're
man. That's not
gonna-
even a question.
We're not picking the Giants once this year, so just know we'll skip over that
Absolutely
game.
not. Not even when Dart comes in.
Seahawks at Pittsburgh. What do you got?
So this was a little bit of a toss-up for me, Frankie, but I'm not going to lie. The Seahawks, especially I picked them last week, they looked rough, and Cooper Kupp was like non-existent out there, but I'm going to be taking the Steelers.
I got to take the Steelers, too. I mean, I know they were in a shootout with the Jets, but Seahawks look worse.
4 touchdowns by Aaron Rodgers.
I know. That's crazy. I know. That was wild.
Right.
Rams going to Titans. I mean, I'm going Rams.
Yeah, I'm going Rams,
Yeah,
man.
figured.
Titans look like Duke.
Bills at Jets. That's a divisional rivalry. I know the Jets played better than everyone thought, but I'm going Bills. I'm
Yeah,
sure you
I'm
are,
going
too.
Bills, absolutely. I don't
Pats
care that
at
it's in-
Dolphins. We already said that. Pats each. Jaguars going to the Bengals. Jaguars played a great game. I thought the Panthers would put up more of a fight than that. Honestly, Jaguars killed them.
So I'm not gonna lie, man. I wanted to lean towards the Jags with this one
Me
because I
too.
just have a
Me
feeling.
too.
I have a feeling, but I am gonna be taking the Bengals.
I know. I'm the same way. I'm taking the Bengals, but Bengals start off slow.
Right.
They barely beat the Browns
Right.
by 1. The Browns aren't
Right.
very good.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Jags offense looked phenomenal.
Yeah,
so
they did.
I tip my cap to Cohen over there because he put a good game plan together. Honestly, so
I'm telling you right now, I wanted to say Jags, but I'm just gonna take the Bengals to be safe.
I agree. 49ers going to the Saints.
Now, so originally I was going to say 49ers, but the 49ers are
So
really
banged
banged
up,
up,
I
and I'm not going to
know.
lie, the Saints, they do got weapons on that offense, so I'm actually going to be taking the Saints.
Oh, man. And so knowing that the injuries are there, I circled the 49ers, but now I know that I know Kittle's is out 4 weeks.
Yep.
And Brock might not play.
Mac Jones.
I know. I'm still going to go 49ers. They looked really good
I'm
defensively.
taking the Saints.
I'm going 49ers. So that's our only difference so far. Browns at Ravens. I'm sure you're going Ravens. I'm going Ravens.
all day. Lamar's going to go friggin' hell on earth
Yep.
against them.
Bears at Lions. Bears played actually very good against the Vikings until the 4th quarter. They played phenomenal, I thought. But Lions looked like crap against the Packers. I'm still going Lions, though.
Yeah, I'm going to go Lions, and I don't think Ben Johnson gets his redemption against his former team and everything. Like I said, they looked a little rough around the edges. I thought they were going to be a little more explosive. So, yeah, I'm going to be taking the Lions here. I think they got a lot to prove in this game.
Yeah, I like the Lions here, especially at home, too. They play really good at home usually.
Right,
So
absolutely.
Broncos going to the Colts. The Colts seem to be the talk of the town right now.
Yeah. Man, yeah, I'm going to be taking the Broncos.
I got to
though.
take the Broncos, too. It's crazy. But the Colts did destroy Miami.
Yeah, they did.
They killed them.
Right.
Panthers at Cards. I know we both liked the Panthers a lot last week, but I'm going Cards here.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cardinals. You know, Kyler Murray was looking like he was connecting with his guys, especially Marvin Harrison
Marvin
Jr.
looked
so.
good. Yeah, he did. Eagles at Chiefs. Big game.
Big
rematch
game.
of the
Super Bowl
Super Bowl
rematch, baby.
What do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking the Eagles in this one.
I got to go Eagles, too.
Yeah,
You know?
Chiefs are going to be 0-2. I love it.
I love that, too. Here's a big game. Falcons going to Minnesota. Minnesota's big comeback. Who you got?
Frankie, They played great last week. I'm taking the Falcons.
Me too. I got the Falcons
They
circled here.
almost beat the Bucks, bro.
I got the Falcons here. Honestly, I didn't think the Vikings played good at all for 3/4 of that game.
I'm
Honestly.
telling you, bro.
It was a great comeback, but the Falcons, I have the Falcons going into Minnesota here too.
I got the Falcons.
How about Bucks at Titans? Texans, excuse me, at Texans. Texans played a lot better than I thought they were gonna.
Yeah, they did, but with that old line and especially with the Bucks pass rush, I'm gonna be taking the Bucks here.
I got the Bucks here too, and then Chargers at Raiders. I got Chargers. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, man, I'm starting to gain a little respect for Herbert, man. I'm not gonna lie. After that last game, he showed his
balled
dog,
out.
bro. The
Yeah.
dog in him and everything. So I'm gonna be taking the Chargers.
He's
here.
that guy.
Yes, he is, but we'll see, man. I mean, I'm not gonna say that just yet. He got to prove it to me, and he got to get in the playoffs and lead a run in the playoffs.
I know. He played good though. He did play good last week.
Yes, he did.
I got them too. We only got one difference this week, so good
See
luck
what
to you,
happens.
sir.
You can either tie it up or I could go up too.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Another great episode, another great live round. Good luck to you this week. Thank you,
too, brother.
guys. Really appreciate it. Good luck on the stat challenge, everybody, this week
Yes,
too.
sir.
And you know
Yes,
what I mean?
sir.
Like, so, oh man, here we go.
Another phone call, man.
Hello.
I'm not going to go through the whole rule book, but it boils down to this.
Boils down to what?
Walk until there's only one of you left.
So there's one of us left. We're sitting trying to finish our show. We're not walking anyway, man. Yeah, get out of here.
Frankie, what was that all about, dude? Or should I say, what is it this week?
It's actually that new movie by Stephen King, The Long Walk. Looks pretty creepy, pretty cool, different. So I
Yeah.
always like Stephen King stuff.
Yeah,
I know you
absolutely,
do too.
bro.
So
Frankie,
good one.
yeah, dude, finish your ending lines, man.
Yeah. So again, thank you everybody. Good luck on the stat challenge this week and in your fan. We got another one.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
a
getting
phone
one
call.
too.
Here we go, bro. I don't like this,
Oh
man.
Lord.
Hello. Yeah, that.
What's that all about?
Dude, I don't know, man. There was some creepy just laughing on the phone, dude.
Oh, I know what this is. The Jester 2. Another crazy, scary movie this week too.
Man, 2 movies, dude, in 1 minute? That's the first, man. About to get wild in here. Frankie, we should probably get up on
Yeah.
out of here, bro.
From Beantown to your town, stay Wicked Pissah.
From Foxboro to your bro, thanks for listening.
Who's ready, man?
Oh, Frankie, get that gun, man. What? All right, Frankie, we might be good.
Holy.